Hey there, everyone. Welcome to your March 30th, 2025 Neptune shifting into the fiery sign of Aries transit forecast for all 12 signs. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate. I specialize in traditional Western and evolutionary astrology. I'm excited to share this transit forecast with you because it is a whole new chapter that we're going to be moving into. If you are new here, you can find more about my offerings at willowgracemystic.com. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and for sharing your journey with me. So let's just dive into Neptune is now going to be moving into the sign of Aries on March 30th, 2025, and it's going to be here until October 22nd, 2025, before it'll make a slight retrograde back into the sign of Pisces. This will be the first time that Neptune has ever been in Aries in our lifetime. It's going to be staying here in the early degrees of 0 to 2 initially. Saturn is also going to enter Aries on May 2025, and this is going to lead to this Neptune-Saturn conjunction that'll happen on February 20th of 2026. These are really pivotal moments as the universe is like having the bigger planets move one at a time, and then when they merge their energy together, that's the significant shift. We also have Uranus that's going to be entering into Gemini and Jupiter entering into Cancer. So it's one after another leading to bigger changes. 2025 is going to be huge. 2026 is going to be even bigger. So Neptune's themes, they represent our dreams, our intuition, our illusion, our subconscious. It's about creativity, it's compassion, and it can also be escapism. It governs topics such as art, music, beauty, mysticism, mental health, water, the oceans, institutions like prisons and hospitals. And so Neptune can bring this like cosmic fog. I always say it's either like drunk or high or blurry. It blurs the boundaries and it creates this inspiration, but it also can bring about deception because we cannot always see things clearly. It's like walking through the fog and seeing the lines on the road, but they're kind of far away when you're driving, and it's really hard to navigate where you're going. And so we look to the past to see the cycles of what has happened before for what could possibly happen for these themes. And so we look to 1861 to 1875. That's the last time that Neptune was in Aries. And so we had major conflicts, we had revolutions. This was the time of the American Civil War. This was also a rebellion that was taking place in China. And we had the Prussian War. And so this also brought about spiritual awakenings. Remember that the Aries brings about the aggression, the forwardness, the diving into war. The Neptune is more of the spiritual awakenings. This is about the rise of spiritualism, while people were then tapping into their intuition, their dreams, their psychic abilities. There's also the technological advancements because we had industrial shifts from the way things were into more like transcontinental, the railroad system of getting things from one place to another, of dreaming it and making it happen. It also brought out health concerns. And so we had yellow fever, we had the cholera outbreaks. And with that came major medical advancements within pasteurization and antiseptic with surgery. So it brings about the blurry, difficult things that come with it. And then these bigger opportunities for advancements. There's two sides to it that it works with. And so I would expect with this time, Neptune and Aries, that we're definitely going to be having these spiritual awakenings through action. Aries is action oriented, wanting to dive in first. It's unlike Neptune and Pisces, which focused on reflection. Neptune and Aries demands action. It demands that we are warrior-like and go after what we desire and what we're passionate about. There's going to be this sense of urgency to fight for our own ideals and our beliefs. There can be this collective crisis that it might force people to say, I don't want to be part of this. I have to now step up. I have to take the initiative. Aries is the warrior, that it will take the action. And so there can be this heightened spiritual awareness or zeal, and it'll create these religious movements. And there can even be a potential for like cult-like devotion, because remember, it's blurry, it's foggy, it's unclear. We don't always... Sometimes it's easier to follow than to lead, because to lead, we have to work from a space of not having fear. Now, there can be a lot of opportunities for the disillusionment of what we thought, because now we're seeing things clearly. Remember, it dissolves things, and so there can be these mass awakenings. The media's fog can now kind of clear up, revealing where we had past misinformation or deceptions or propaganda, and now there's this, oh, I'm seeing this. I understand it clearer now. There can be this shift from being passive with Pisces energy into more direct confrontation of Aries, of needing to stand up. Many people can experience like an identity crisis, as these old beliefs that they've had for people, places, and things, and that was on themselves, that it now begins to dissolve. Remember, Neptune it dissolves the boundaries of things in order for enlightenment or to see clearly. Now, there can be a conflict over our thoughts and our ideals. Aries is associated with war, and Neptune, it adds this confusion when there are conflicts. There can be possible water wars. Remember, Neptune rules over water, and so this is about gas or oil, anything that's like a liquid, or possibly look at large land grabs, because Aries, it's about controlling of. Now, I'd also expect that there would be religious and spiritual conflicts that magnify, that intensify, with clashes over different people's belief systems. And with that, it's other people putting their opinion on other people, like unjustified or not. It's your own thoughts and feelings and ideals are your own. It does not mean that we should judge others for what they are doing, or their thoughts or their beliefs. It's standing in our own. And so there can also be environmental changes and political instability, and it causes more difficulty at our borders, wherever your borders are. It's not just about where I'm at. It's about Aries is the warrior. It's the one who goes to battle. And so there can be definitely environmental changes and political instability that come with this. There can be a huge transformation within our art, because Neptune, it's about all art, beauty, artistic expression that can now be bolder and more individualistic. It's not about a global, it becomes more independent of the person. There can be a lot more, and I do think that immersive technology and virtual reality, like with AI and media, it's going to expand even more, especially when Uranus moves into Gemini in July. And so all of these things are going to kind of like explode on the forefront. And so there can be films or music or any of the creative industries that might experience these radical shifts from the way that they were doing things into now more individualistic and more with technology. I expect Neptune, because it dissolves the existing structures, that we could have possible money crisis or financial crisis or economic bubbles to burst, because it'll blur where things were inflated and they shouldn't have been, in like to that extent. There can be a collapse of specific institutions, and I'm thinking like definitely government and definitely like religious organizations, of where people always went to those local churches, and now we're going to be more of an individualistic and not just specific religions. Because Neptune rules water, there can be environmental changes that have to do with water contamination, or with the rising sea levels, or major storms or floods, anything that brings on the anger of the water. Remember, it's Aries, and so there can be potential for wildfires. That's the Aries energy. Or rapid like environmental disasters, because Aries brings things hard, fast, quick. And so there can be extreme like weather shifts that can come from this. The positives that come from this are spiritual movements that are going to now rise up. It'll be the end of specific religious institutions, or the collapse of, not necessarily the end of, but the end of people only believing in those, and more of a shift towards personal spiritual practices like nature worship, or paganism, or shamanism, or astrology. It'll be more internal and more individual to that person, instead of just the big local churches. There can be these beautiful mass awakenings, which also comes from illusion, like shattering. It's like the fog is clearing. And so Neptune can bring deception in media and politics and these global affairs. And when the fog clears, it's kind of seeing things and as they're being exposed. And with this, the Aries energy is feeling compelled to take action. There can be this revolutionary energy that will move towards 2026, because we're going to have Neptune and Saturn meeting up in the sky. They're going to be in a conjunction. And this is going to be a new era within leadership, independence, and humanitarian movements. Remember that Saturn is the father of time. It's building things, building structures over a longer period of time. So it's like our government, our schools, our hospitals. And so when Neptune and Saturn meet up at the exact degree in 2026, this is about major advancements with technology, with exploration, and new structures being built. And the disillusionment of the old is what we are experiencing now. So offerings this month. You can sign up for a private consultation at willowgracemystic.com. Also, sign up for my newsletter to find out about all the latest happenings, early releases of things, and specials. The link for that will be down below. And if you're interested in a community with like-minded individuals where we learn, we share, we connect, we grow, you can check out my Patreon using the link below. I do have a special for all Aries, so you can celebrate your birthday with a personalized solar return. Use Aries 10 at checkout to receive that limited time discount. Additionally, I offer live astrology consultations every other Tuesday right here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you and to help you navigate your journey. So let's dive in. So for Aries, this is all about you. It's all about your identity. It's happening in your first house. So it's going to be a spiritual awakening with your identity, with who you are. Your entire sense of self is literally dissolving and being reborn. You might feel spiritually called to reinvent yourself, or to explore new paths, to follow your intuition. Your external identity, it might go through these multiple phases of shifting with how people perceive you. And it's about you having this desire to become more independent, more spiritual, more artistic, or have this creativity, like want to emerge. It's when Neptune moves into your first house, it's about physical and energetic sensitivity that increases. And so I'm encouraging you to avoid burnout and exhaustion, because having Neptune in your first house is, I not only feel my energy, but I'm feeling everybody else's everything and trying to identify, is it theirs or is it mine? There's going to be this need to truly balance your own self-expression within your own personal boundaries. Remember, Neptune blurs, and so it's hard to see where you are and where the next person becomes. And so your own personal boundaries are going to be really important at this time. There can be potential health concerns that are related to energy depletion, like being absolutely exhausted, or sleep disturbances. Remember, it rules our dreams and our sleep, or immune function during this time, because it's about depleting ourselves. Your aura, your energy, it can become more magnetic. It really can draw more people in to seek you for guidance or for healing or for wisdom. Now, be mindful of unrealistic like self-expectations and impulsive leaps that you might want to move into different views or different identities of who you are evolving and growing into. There's going to be this call for you to lead in this unconventional way by having to embrace your intuition or I'm like thinking possibly mystical paths over this time period, because Neptune is very dreamlike. It's intuition, psychic ability. It's connecting to the ethereal realm. It's also connecting to the world as a whole. And so there can be new leadership styles that come from you that can emerge. Those who guide you with inspiration rather than aggression. And so you being a leader of that, you might be seen as an idealist or a dreamer or even a spiritual warrior. The challenge is defining yourself outside of like what other people are seeing you as or what they expect you to be. And so it's focusing on your own personal branding style during this transit. This is an image that you want to shift towards more art, creativity, or like ethereal aesthetic of your identity. A mantra can be, I embrace my evolving identity with courage, clarity, and faith in my divine purpose. So Aries, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Taurus, you are now going to have Neptune spending many years in your 12th house. This is the house of deep spiritual reflection, these hidden insights that can come from this. Neptune is going to be dissolving like fears and connecting you to the spiritual realm. This is really going to be this powerful period of subconscious transformation for you, a literal spiritual awakening and solitude to tap into dreams, intuition, psychic ability, astral travel, astral projection, all of those things. You might feel called to spend more time alone or to focus on healing and doing the inner work. You might feel like this connection to your dreams, your intuition, your subconscious insight, because they can become stronger than ever, like being able to tap into them and use them in either for work or in your day-to-day living. This definitely brings up hidden fears, your past life karma, and any like unresolved emotional wounds. It brings them to the surface and dissolves them and offers you the opportunity for healing. There can be a lot of mystical, magical experiences like a past life recall or spiritual guides that become more prominent, or you're able to connect with them in a clear understanding. You could increase your interest in meditation or energy healing or self-discovery of fine-tuning your skills and talents or uncovering a latent talent. You might feel this deeper connection to divine source or whatever you call your higher power, and experience these signs, these synchronicities, or these visions, or understand the messages that come from another realm and are able to piece it together. It's about synchronicity, and it's about connecting, like finding the feather or hearing the song, or understanding, like finding the coin. There can be possible isolation and escapism that can possibly become a concern, because Neptune wants to sit and it wants to blur things out and not have to focus on the outside world. So be mindful of avoiding reality through fantasy or daydreaming. There can be this strong pull towards spiritual retreats or travel for your own personal self-discovery, or for you to be working behind the scenes in order to create some of these things. The 12th house, it rules our hidden enemies, secrets. And so this is about trusting your own intuition about people's true intentions. There can be hidden secrets that are now revealed over this entire transit that leads to profound inner clarity for you. There is definitely going to be this need for an energetic cleansing often, because it's taking on everybody's energy, or seeing everything, or feeling everything. And this is a need or a desire for spiritual protection, and you're a need to like cleanse your area more. And so this is also a focus on creative projects that you do in solitude, like music, poetry, film, writing, art, anything that is done alone, or like, remember the 12th house is where we go to be alone for like yoga and meditation. A recommendation would be with your faith and spirituality and your soul mission, and to focus on what it is, because it's going to be revealing itself to you and unfolding during this entire transit. This is like a karmic wake-up call for you. So Taurus, this is about a mantra with, I trust the unseen forces that are guiding me towards healing and peace and enlightenment. So Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and to continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Gemini, Neptune is now moving into your 11th house, which has to do with your dreams, your intuition. It's about, what do I dream? What do I want to make happen? My hopes, my wishes, my goals. It's about the collective vision. It's who you network with. And so having Neptune move into your 11th house, your social circle, your dreams, they're all undergoing this mystical transformation. Friendships, they can become more spiritual or creatively aligned. The 11th house is where I network with people, either for work or for like my star family, or it's my social groups. It's where I want to do humanitarian work or connect with people on a collective level. And so you might attract more artists as friends, or healers, or mystics, or dreamers. It's like you connecting with these type of people within your life and for your tribe. And so your role in the community or your social movement, it can definitely expand during this time, because it's dissolving the old and bringing into focus the new. Beware of illusionary friends, or like deceptive group dynamics, because things can be foggy or unclear, and you not being able to pick up on all the social cues of everybody. And this is you having this feeling or a longing for a soul tribe that that it's about a deeper connection with like-minded individuals like yourself. And so the 11th house also brings in social media. Remember, it's all groups that you belong to. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, like all of them. So technology, social media, networking, all of these things become key themes within your own spiritual growth. It's how do I navigate my spiritual growth using technology? And so there can be an increase for you within humanitarian causes or activism, like being part of something bigger than yourself can increase. Your goals and your aspirations, they can shift towards more artistic or mystical or a healing path at this time. There can be this newfound clarity or a higher calling that arises through these collective movements that you're either heading up or becoming part of. Be wary of cult-like ideologies, because it can be misleading spiritual movements, like just following and not like looking deep at what's really going on here, like having the wishful thinking. And because Neptune does blur, it's also having to balance out what is really going on and what part is this. And so it's learning to balance independence with collective collaboration is going to be the biggest key factor at this time. You might struggle between wanting solitude and wanting to be with community because it's taking on everybody's energy. And so there's going to be these opportunities for online influence or for networking, or your media presence or your ability to lead can definitely expand during this transit. A mantra can be, I align my dreams with my highest good. I'm attracting my soul tribe and have divine purpose. So Gemini, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. For those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you are looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Cancer, this is going to be at the top of your chart. The 10th house is literally you being seen by everybody. It's your career, it's your public image, it's your purpose. All of this is now going to shift. Neptune is going to dissolve what you thought and now bring into a focus more of a life's direction. Your career path is really going to undergo this profound transformation during this. This is you feeling drawn to artistic or spiritual or healing or humanitarian efforts, wanting to be part of or lead a collective. Your desire to make a more meaningful impact through your profession is going to grow. The 10th house is the legacy that I want to leave behind. So your public image is going to become more like ethereal, mysterious, or possibly visionary. Remember, this is how people look up and see you in a job or position. It's also authority figures looking at you. And so leadership roles, they can be based on empathy, intuition, or vision, rather than wanting to have control. Be mindful of confusion within your career direction at this time, and these misleading opportunities, because remember, Neptune does dissolve the boundaries. It does dissolve and blur, and it's about wanting to see things clearly and looking for focus. There can be this deep yearning to align your work with your soul's purpose. There can be this shift towards more flexible, creative, or spiritually aligned career or job or a focus. Some of you can definitely experience like a disillusionment. Remember, it wants to dissolve within your traditional career structures, and a longing for something that offers more, that fills your soul, not just your pocket. And so there's going to be this need to really work with personal well-being that is going to become more clear to you. There's going to be a sense of divine timing and fate as it plays a role in your professional decisions. It'll be like synchronicity, the way that things fall into play. There can be inspiration that comes through your dreams, visions, sudden insights. I mean, Cancer, you're ruled by the moon. Your intuition is your guiding light. And so there can be this greater focus on supporting like humanitarian efforts or charity work or global healing. Be cautious of any unrealistic career expectations or of over-promising at this time, because Neptune doesn't always, while it does blur, it also dissolves. And so it's having to practice the patience in order to see things clearly. A mantra can be, I align my work with my soul's highest purpose, embracing divine flow and inspiration. So Cancer, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Leo, you are having Neptune now shift into your 9th house, which is the house of higher learning. It's about connecting with foreign people, places, and things, cross-cultural experiences, religions, beliefs, publishing, legal matters. It's you expanding your horizons, not just here. And so there's going to be this intense period for you that can include spiritual growth, philosophical exploration, and possibly traveling, wanting to be able to experience how other people experience it, because it's about you expanding your mind. And so there's this call towards mystical studies or higher education, taking a class, taking a workshop, or new belief systems, religion, philosophy. And so there can be an interest in astrology or metaphysics or these esoteric teachings that can really flourish with you during this time period. It's you having the opportunity to travel to foreign lands or to seek out different spiritual teachers that could be transformative of your mind, your body, and your spirit. And there can be this shift within religious or your spiritual beliefs, and you questioning these old paradigms, either that you were raised with or that you believed. And so it's you expanding your mind through reading, through writing, through publishing. It's connecting with other people. There can also be legal matters that can be confusing. Remember, Neptune is blurry, it's foggy, and it's looking to seek clarity within all contracts or agreements, like to check and to double check during this time. Teaching and mentoring others is going to be this beautiful opportunity that can come to you because it's within the context of philosophy, mystical or esoteric or spiritual things that you know or have learned. And it's taking what you have learned and then sharing it with others during this time period. It's where the student becomes the teacher. And there can be this sense of destiny that's calling you to explore these unknown paths. There can be this challenging illusions about what is the meaning of life and truth and what is your higher purpose, and things blurring away and then things coming more into focus, breaking free of limiting beliefs and society's conditioning of how you should act, how you should look or study. The need for direct spiritual experiences rather than just following through blind faith. You wanting to go somewhere and to experience it, to understand it on a deeper level, not just always read about it. It's like, I want to go there. I want to go to that sweat lodge. I want to experience things on a deeper esoteric level. You becoming a bridge between different cultural or like spiritual perspectives is an opportunity that can come from gaining of this wisdom and knowledge and then sharing this wisdom and knowledge. So Leo, a mantra can be, I embrace the vastness of my spirit, allowing wisdom and truth to guide my journey. So, Leo, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can visit willowgracemystic.com. So for Virgo, Neptune is now going to be moving into your 8th house. This is the house of deep transformation, mental, physical, spiritual, psychological, healing transformation. It's about tapping into your intuition. It's also the house of shared resources. And so having Neptune shift into Aries in this house, it brings about this opportunity for profound transformation within your finances, your resources, intimacy, like a spiritual depth. The 8th house brings about topics of deep connections that we have with other people, like intimate connections. So you might experience this heightened sense of intuition or psychic awareness, like understanding or a connection too. This is also like understanding the symbolisms of when things come to you. It's an aha moment of, I get it. This makes more sense. The 8th house also revolves around other people's money. So your relationship with money or shared resources or financial dependencies, they can definitely go through a shift. Remember, Neptune dissolves and it makes things blurry. And then, so this is about investments, loans, inheritances, or financial collaborations. They can be unclear. So I'm encouraging you to use caution during this time. There can be this deep desire for intimacy and merging and having these soulful connections with other people that it intensifies. It's not just wanting to be with someone, it's wanting to merge with someone on a soul level. And so what also can come from this transit is these karmic lessons that revolve around trust, vulnerability, and these energetic boundaries that they surface. And so there's this stronger pull that can bring you towards mysticism or the occult, or past life regressions or past life exploration. And so it's understanding a cycle. You might feel drawn to do shadow work or psychological healing or definitely energy clearing. Your ability to sense these underlying emotions in other people, it's going to strengthen because it's tapping into, is that my energy? Is it their energy? What is really going on here? And feeling it and knowing it. There's going to be this need to redefine, what does true intimacy mean to you within your relationships and within your partnerships. There will be varying levels of. And so I'm also encouraging you to avoid financial schemes like these get-rich-quick promises or financial deception. Remember, the 8th house is where we merge our finances with others and our trust in other people. And so it blurs things. We don't always see things clearly because we trust. Neptune wants to trust. Now, your healing abilities can expand during this transit, allowing you to guide others through deep transformation. Like this could be for like a counselor, a mentor, a shaman, like doing the energetic work in order to not just heal yourself, but to also guide or support others through their healing processes. Your dreams and your intuition, it can definitely provide a lot of insight into any subconscious blocks or fears. Old fears and patterns, they can resurface at this time, and in order to heal and blur and blend and have it dissolve and go away, because it's offering you a chance to have deep healing and renewal at the end of this transit. So it comes in layers. So a mantra is, I embrace transformation as a path to power, trust, and deep spiritual healing. So Virgo, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you are looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Libra, Neptune is now going to be shifting into your partnership sector. If the first house is about you, the seventh house is you with everybody else. It's personal and it's professional. So this is about spiritual love, partnerships, these soul connections that you have with other people. So all of your relationships and your partnerships, they're now going to shift to be more spiritual, more idealistic, or into more of a mystical, magical space. You might attract soulmates or twin flames or these karmic relationships. I always say that we are connected with someone for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Now, some partnerships, they might feel dreamy, magical, or divinely guided. However, be mindful of illusion. Remember, Neptune, it's like having rose-colored glasses on or beer goggles on. We're not always able to see everything clearly, and so it's about deception or over-romanticizing the other person. Because we have best friends, significant others here, you might become drawn to partners who are artistic or spiritual or unconventional, someone who has those like mystical, magical qualities. You might also have this calling to deepen your love through compassion or understanding, and like an intuition, like of a feeling. If you're single, you can develop this deep longing for a partner who feels like it's destiny. It was meant to happen. If you are already in a relationship or a partnership, your relationship can go through these phases of increased like emotional depth or confusion at times. Like it's blurring some things and then clearing some things up because it's wanting to be at one. It wants to, this is about merging with somebody else. And so I'm encouraging you to learn to balance fantasy with reality within all of your partnerships is going to be key for this transit. Business and legal partnerships, they should be reviewed definitely carefully. Read all your contracts over, and you cannot just believe it. Neptune is, I don't always see things as clearly, and I want to have faith and hope and belief. And so I'm encouraging you to read contracts like more than once. There can be past life connections or these soul contracts with partners that become more apparent of why you are connected with someone or why you're in each other's lives. There can be this shift towards relationships that align you with your spiritual and your own artistic values, like you are more in alignment or feel like you're more in alignment with them. This is an opportunity for you to learn to surrender control and to truly trust divine timing for love and commitments. A mantra can be, I open my heart to soulful connections guided by love and truth and divine trust. So Libra, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you are looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Scorpio, you now have Neptune shifting into your healing, your day-to-day habits, your work sector. The sixth house is, how do I balance my work and my career? It's where I find a mentor, a guide. It's how I nurture and care for myself on a day-to-day basis. And so having Neptune here, it's really going to transform your health, your habits, your daily nurturing and caring, self-care for yourself. It's going to shift that. Your body may become more sensitive to food, to toxins, to definitely stress. And so it's going to have to be a time when you're going to have to listen to it and tune into, I don't feel good when I eat that, or I don't feel comfortable when I'm drinking this, or too much stress makes me feel like this. Your body will revolt. It will let you know. There can be this greater need at this time to really integrate holistic or spiritual healing within your daily life. Remember, the sixth house is our alternative healing and healthcare practices. So this can be like tuning forks or sound bath or chiropractor or anything, bowls, anything that involves alternative mixed with natural remedies like vitamins and supplements also. And so you can definitely look to have an interest with how do I integrate holistic or spiritual healing into my day-to-day life, seeking out a guide, a mentor, a counselor. There can be an interest within energy work like Reiki, Akadawa, or herbal medicine or alternative healing practices that you focus on either for yourself or for you to support others, to practice on others, because the sixth house is not only how do I nurture myself, but it's how do I take care or nurture other people. Work can sometimes feel confusing during these times. There can be boundaries with coworkers or bosses that is going to definitely need to be essential for you, because Neptune will blur those boundaries, and it's you saying, I have to take the initiative between a healthy balance. You might feel drawn to a career that involves healing or being of service to others or creativity. Like this is art therapy, music, any of those modalities. Pay attention to signs of burnout, fatigue, exhaustion, emotional overwhelm, because it's taking on everybody's energy and not getting rid of it and nurturing and caring for yourself. Your approach to your health and wellness can become really more intuitive and energy based during this time. Animals, pets, anything that's nature-based and healing can definitely play this bigger role within your health routine or your day-to-day living routine. Your work-life balance needs to be restructured in order to allow for spiritual nourishment during this transit. So, there can be this calling that I want to serve others in a more meaningful way. And how do I do that? And so you looking at how do you nurture and care for yourself, and then how do I share that with others? So be mindful also of overexertion and workplace deception, lack of clarity within responsibilities, or these blurred boundaries. Remember, Neptune can be the highest octave of I want to faith and belief and dreams and spirituality, but it could also blur, and it's foggy and it's dreamlike and it's not able to see everything clearly. And so your productivity can be affected by these fluctuating energy levels that you have, and you having to learn to work with your natural body rhythms. Healing from past wounds can happen during this transit, especially if they're related to your body image, your self-worth, because that's part of the process. The sixth house is nurturing and caring for yourself. So, Scorpio, a mantra can be, I honor my body, my work, my daily life as sacred expressions of my divine purpose. So, Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you are looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Sagittarius, you now have Neptune in a harmonious aspect to your first house of self, a fellow fire sign, in your fifth house. This is like a creative awakening for you. This is about romance and beauty and joy and love. So during this transit, your creative expression, your passion, these projects that you have wanted to dive into, they're going to take on more of this spiritual, artistic, or an intuitive focus. You can have this deep desire to truly express yourself through music or writing or art or some type of performance. It'll be individual, and how do you share it with the world? How do you get it out? There can be romantic relationships that can feel very dreamlike or faded, and can also be confusing at times. Remember, Neptune is foggy and it's unclear, and so it can kind of blur the lines of. There's going to be this need to balance fantasy with reality within love and all of your creative endeavors. Children, remember that the fifth house, it revolves around topics of either your children or your inner child. So it's children, fertility, working with young people, it can be more important to you, or you wanting to support them. There can be this period of rediscovering your own inner child, like what brings you joy and playfulness and pleasure. I'm encouraging you to avoid any unrealistic expectations in love and gambling or high-risk investments. Remember, Neptune can make things a little blurry or unfoggy, and it's unclear. And so this is the 5th house of where I'm willing to take a risk. So use caution. There can be a deeper connection with your inner child and your past life creative gifts that can now come up. It's like being really good at something and realizing, oh, I've done this before. It's not learning something, it's remembering something. And so there can be an increase in spontaneity and passion that can now surge. Aries wants to initiate, but grounding is going to be the key for this. And so this could be falling in love with the idea of someone rather than truly seeing them clearly. And so there can be an opportunity for you to truly channel Neptune's energy into creating a lasting legacy. And what does that look like for you? It's you learning to trust that your inspirations, while remaining mindful of dreams and illusions during this transit. So a mantra can be, I express my creativity with divine inspiration, love, and boundless joy. So Sagittarius, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Capricorn, Neptune is now moving into the bottom of your chart, the 4th house. The 4th house is like literally what we build our foundation on. It's your personal life, it's your ancestors, it's your foundation, it's genealogy, it's your living situation. And so home, roots, ancestral healing. Your relationship with your home, your family, your ancestry is really going to undergo this spiritual shift. There could be a longing for more peaceful or sacred or artistic living space. There could be family relationships that become more emotionally deep, yet unclear at times. Remember, Neptune makes things foggy or unclear. It dissolves boundaries. It dissolves the limitations of. There can be karmic family patterns or ancestral wounds that can now like surface and have an opportunity for healing. There can be a desire to connect with your spiritual or your past life roots, like through a past life regression or astral travel, astral projection, like to meet up with a shaman or to dive into your ancestry DNA. It's just to understand, where did I come from? And there can be this definite a feeling of being pulled towards creating a home sanctuary that's filled with beauty and tranquility, a safe space. And so it could be you moving to a place with water, or spiritually that's a significant location that calls to you and needing to be there for how you feel, how it makes you feel. Be mindful at this time of family illusions or misunderstandings or hidden truths that surface. There can be a deepening of your intuition, your emotional sensitivity within your own personal life. And definitely think about nostalgia and looking back at your past experiences or childhood memories or of your home life. There's this need to redefine, what do you build your life upon? What is your foundation, both physically and emotionally for you? There's this desire for a stronger connection with the divine feminine energy and mothering archetypes. So be mindful of escapism through solitude or isolation or nostalgia or avoidance, knowing that change does need to occur. There's this new sense of emotional healing and trust with using the universe's guidance. A mantra can be, I create a home and a foundation that nurtures my soul and it honors my spiritual path. So Capricorn, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and to continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com. So for Aquarius, you now have Neptune shifting into the sign of Aries in your third house. This is the house of communication and learning and perception. It's where we gather information and we disseminate it and share it with other people. It's where we connect with other people. And it's also like technology, phone and email. And so this revolves around topics of your thoughts, your speech, communication. All of these topics are going to become more intuitive and more fluid for you. It's just going to be easier. This is you having a deeper connection to mystical studies or poetry or storytelling. There can be your ideas that they feel divinely inspired, but they require grounding and practical use, because Neptune, remember, it blurs and it blends and it dissolves, and it's how do you get to where you want to be? You have to have steps, like short, middle, and long-term goals. And so there can be this shift in how you express yourself verbally or artistically or intellectually, like you sharing your thoughts intellectually with others, and then having the flow of Neptune's words to be able to connect with other people through their senses or through their hearts. And so there can be spiritual downloads at this time, or these intuitive flashes or insights that come to you through other people's conversations or actions that happen. Now, there can also be this growing interest with metaphysics or astrology, or symbolic language of what does that really mean. It's about you using words or conversations and from the ethereal, and then sharing it also with other people. Remember that the third house is neighbors, siblings, cousins. It's like people within our close community. There can be opportunities of deception. So be mindful of any misunderstandings, because it can be about unclear messages. Remember, the Aries is you saying it, you speaking it, but Neptune can blur the message, and people not always understand or don't understand it clearly. And so there could also be this call for you to teach or to write or to speak in a way that uplifts and inspires other people. It's you sharing your word with other people. Technology, media, online communication, they can take on like a spiritual focus for you, or groups or networks that you are part of. That includes like Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Instagram, anything that's technology. This is a good time for you to trust your intuition over logic, and it becomes more natural for you to be able to say, I'm going to trust my gut and go with that. Be mindful of spreading any misinformation at this time, or being vague within your communication, because it can spread like wildfire. Remember, Neptune, it blurs things. So be impeccable with your word. There can be shifts within your relationships with your siblings or your neighbors, or within people within your local community. Learning that not all knowledge is going to be logical, and that it's like taking a class or taking a workshop, or it's the understanding that some truths just have to be felt. Neptune is feeling of it. It's not always reading about it. It comes from the ethereal to you. A mantra can be, I communicate with clarity, with wisdom, and the divine guidance flowing through me. So Aquarius, thank you so much for being here. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much, because it is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can visit willowgracemystic.com. So for Pisces, you now have Neptune shifting into your second house of money, self-worth, cash, property, abundance. The second house revolves around everything that you need or desire in order to feel safe and secure. It's your skill set, it's your belongings, it's your possessions. And so having Neptune here, your relationship with your own personal finances, your possessions, your values is now going to be shifting, blurring, blending, dissolving, and moving you towards something new. There can be this stronger emphasis on spiritual wealth over material wealth, and what does that look like for you? There can be a reevaluation of what truly holds value for you in your life. Like, does this person value me? Has our relationship shifted? Do I value these belongings? Am I valued at my job? Do I value the work that I do? It's you reevaluating what holds value for you in your life. It's like everything. It's an overhaul of all of those topics. And so this is also an opportunity to attract money through creativity, through intuitive or healing work, like shifting possibly your focus to say, working, like this could be yoga, this could be any of those practices, Reiki, anything that is artistically or intuition or healing, like sound therapy, any of those modalities. Be cautious of any financial illusions during this time, or debts, or making unwise investments. Neptune means that sometimes we don't always see everything clearly. So it's looking, checking, double checking. If it seems too good to be true, it definitely is too good to be true. And it's having to follow your intuition and not just do things on a whim. And so there's this call to trust the universe's abundance and divine timing, that you are welcoming in and not having to chase after. And there's going to be these shifts within your self-worth and your own personal confidence that come from this transit. It's you finding fulfillment in non-materialistic ways of not just purchasing and buying things or owning things. It will come from within. And there can be this growing connection between money and what is your soul's purpose. You releasing fears of financial instability through faith and having a mind, soul, body alignment. It's you learning that true security, it comes from within you. A mantra can be, I attract abundance by honoring my worth, my talents, and my divine purpose. So Pisces, I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments below. To those of you who have subscribed and continue to support my channel, thank you so much. It is your energy that fuels this journey. If you're looking for more of an in-depth understanding of these transits, you can schedule that at willowgracemystic.com.